Now, Channel 9 Eyewitness News Daybreak continues.
Roslow's Ferry, then Central Avenue. New this morning, we're learning about even more roads that are now closed, and it's all because of railroad construction. We have team coverage mapping out the intersections, showing you the problems for drivers, and of course, we'll bring you those alternate routes.
Plus rain. It is moving into our area right now. There's a live look for you from Channel 9 Storm Cam. You can see you will definitely need the wipers as the rain hits the windshield there. We're also using Charlotte's most powerful radar to pinpoint when the heaviest rain will reach your neighborhood. Good morning. I'm Brittany Johnson.
And I'm John Paul. 6:30 right now. Let's get right over to meteorologist Keith Monday in Severe Weather Center 9 with the first look at that weather, and it's really starting to come into our area.
It's just kind of the beginning now, I hate to say, because we've got hours to go before all this begins to clear up. So scattered showers have already popped up around the metro with the main solid line just back to the west. So here's what we have going on Live Early Warning Doppler 9 now. North Charlotte, light rains for the most part around University City, Oakdale, Mountain Island Lake, Huntersville, Lowesville up toward Cornelius and Davidson. As you head south from Steel Creek to Pineville to Indian Trail, scattered light showers also drifting in there as well. Rock Hill, Lancaster, heading down south toward Monroe and Pageland. All that's lifting off to the north. But then it picks up out to the west. Steadier rain Shelby to Lincolnton, up now almost to Hickory, Glen Alpine, Morganton, and of course in the mountains where the showers have been pretty steady for the last hour. So we'll see these scattered showers congeal into more of just a widespread area of rain over the next hour. And by 8 o'clock from Charlotte west, that's when some more steady rain comes in, the heaviest of which will be between about 9 and noon today. Expect the need for the umbrella most of the day long. Coming up here in the next 10 minutes, we're talking about storm threats, which are pretty low today, other than, of course, this chance for some heavy rain sticking around for quite a while. Brittany.
Well, this morning, Channel 9 has learned several major roads are closed, and it's because of construction at the railroad tracks.
We brought you live pictures all week long of drivers trying to get around these barricades. New for Daybreak, Eyewitness news anchor Blaine Tallison learned the closures are even more widespread than we thought. Blaine.
Yeah, got a live look to show you. Central Avenue, it is closed again today, and overnight we learned it is one of 7 closures. We made a map of the rail line running from northwest down to southeast Charlotte, showing all of the closures. Some big roads affected, including Roslow's Ferry Road, Reno Avenue, Brevard Street, North Davidson, Luis, and of course Central and Sharon Amity Road. So this is going to be a big problem today. The closure on Central was a big surprise yesterday. You could see drivers couldn't contain their frustration. They took a big risk. They crossed the tracks where we saw this train roll by. CPD told us a CMS bus was among them. Now, there's really no excuse, but the aggravation came when drivers were caught off guard. A flashing sign said Central wouldn't close until today. As you can imagine, this is impacting thousands of you about to hit the road. Traffic Team 9's Mark Taylor is here to map out the best way to get around this. And he also has an update on that closure we've been monitoring on Roslow's Ferry, Mark.
That's right. Our crews got to the scene here as we look live in northwest Charlotte at the closure of Roslow's Ferry out towards Honeywood, where they learned after talking with crews that as they resurface or they try to resurface, the rain could delay that. So this could take much longer than we anticipated. So, of course, we're going to be continuing to cover this. And we're talking about alternate routes. So that's Roslow's Ferry at Honeywood. So you're using the Brookshire once again. Those additional closures continue. We talked about Luis Avenue between Belmont and Otts. You're going to use Siegel Avenue. You've also got closure on Davidson between 13th and Linden using Caldwell. Caldwell is also your alternate route between Brevard, which is closed between Belmont and Alpha Mill Lane as well. John?
6:33 right now. There's a new call to action to stop the revolving door in and out of jail.
Eyewitness News reporter Gina Esposito joins us now to explain how the police chief, an ex-con, and a pastor are working together on a solution.
Chief Kirkpatrick said he's worried about the constant cycle of black men in and out of jail. He called it a symptom of what happens when children don't have strong role models. Chief Putney got together with an ex-con and a pastor to talk about mass incarceration and how to stop it. He enlisted the help of Cedric Dean, a former state and federal prisoner who now wants to use his experience to change lives. In 2015 to 2016, 46% of people in prison in North Carolina were black, and the largest age group among them, 22 to 25 years old. Putney says part of his 2018 initiative called Community Empowerment will be to change that pattern.
I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna find me some thugs.
Come on.
And I'm going to get with them and understand how these thugs think so that I can start changing that thought pattern to get them to start seeing humanity in people.
And he's turning them around while they're in federal prison. Why in the world don't we owe that to our kids right here in this city?
Part of the Chief's initiative this year is to provide financial help to children and their families. It also includes recruiting role models and mentors for children before they end up in the life of crime. In Uptown, I'm Gina Esposito, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
6:34 right now. Take a look at this video. This shows a CMPD officer comforting a baby after the child's mother was shot. Well, it had many of us talking this week, and we wanted to know more about the officer and the kindness she showed. You may remember this. It happened Monday at the Wexford apartment homes in the University area. Police say somebody broke in and shot the mother while she was breastfeeding. On the active crime scene, our cameras caught Officer Gil Allred as he calmed the baby while her mother was being treated. He is a 26-year veteran of the department, and get this, he's retiring this week. He says he knew what to do because he has 3 children of his own.
Get the baby warm and talk to the baby gently, and hope she knows and realizes one day that she was taken care of, you know, not by me, but by the Almighty.
Allred calls it a miracle the baby was not hurt. The mother is recovering in the hospital. Now, police have not arrested anyone in the case, but they told Channel 9 the victim didn't have anything to do with the shooter. Now, you can hear more from Officer Allred on our website. Just find this story on the homepage at WSOCTV.com.
In South Carolina, a fight over whether drivers need an eye exam for a license will likely impact you no matter which way this goes. Well, last year, the state legislature abolished the eye exam required to renew your driver's license. Well, now lawmakers are second-guessing that decision. They want to bring the test back to ensure safety on the road. But the DMV director says that would just make wait times even longer at the DMV. This could create chaos as 4 million South Carolina drivers begin upgrading to Real ID driver's licenses. By October, TSA will require either that ID or a passport to fly.
Stanley County has a new school superintendent. Last night, the school board approved Dr. Jeff James for the position. He is currently the assistant superintendent of curriculum for Montgomery County Schools. James will start his new job next month. You may remember this, that former superintendent Bill Josie resigned last year. A Channel 9 investigation found Josie was in a relationship with a former teaching assistant who was then running the school board.
New this morning, we're getting a look at the perks that North Carolina offered Toyota and Mazda in an effort to get a new plant built here. The companies chose to build that new plant in Alabama, passing up North Carolina's incentives package, which we now know was worth $1.6 billion, according to documents released by the Department of Commerce. That proposal also included a mega site for the plant near Greensboro, valued at $48 million. The package included a $1 million campaign to lure parts suppliers and a dedicated state employee at the Commerce Department who would focus solely on the Toyota Mazda plant needs. Now, the automakers passed on North Carolina for Alabama, which sits in a corridor of established parts suppliers and has easier access to shipping ports.
Checking Wall Street futures after a roller coaster couple of days on Wall Street. Let's take a look right now. The Dow is down 224 points. The Nasdaq is down 53. The Dow suffered its biggest single-point drop in history on Monday. Then it ended way up yesterday, recovering 567 points. The Nasdaq closed up 148 points. Some experts say that the market is growing too fast and is in need of a 5 to 10% correction. Now, that can be good news for some investors.
You want to be greedy when others are fearful. The market is basically on sale now. You're seeing an 8% pullback just in the past few days. You can buy in now at an 8% better price than you would have gotten just a week ago.
Experts are reminding people, don't panic, look at the big picture. They say investing is long term and stocks are still up about 21% over last year.
145 million people had personal information compromised in the Equifax data breach. Well, now Channel 9 found out that the federal investigation into Equifax may have hit a roadblock. According to Reuters, 3 sources say the investigation is on hold. Some lawmakers say if the investigation halted, It's basically a get-out-of-jail-free card for Equifax. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says it's still looking into the breach and has not stopped the investigation. The Federal Trade Commission is also leading a separate investigation. Action 9 investigator Jason Stujenki has been bringing us updates for months about the massive breach. Jason says the number one thing you can do right now, if you haven't already, is freeze your credit accounts. It's free, it's easy to do online, and we have a link on how to do all this at WSOCTV.com. Look on Action 9.
All right, your time is now 6:39. We already have some light rain in some parts of the area.
It's just going to get heavier and heavier. Meteorologist Keith Monday is tracking all that for us right now.
And tracking that rainfall with live early warning Doppler 9 this morning. And kind of a key essential tool, of course, that we use every day. But let's say you're using other sources for your weather, which we hope you're not. The Weather Service radar out of Greenville-Spartanburg is actually down for maintenance today. So if you have an app that uses that radar, you may not see a thing. So use our radar here this morning. You can see that rain coming in very well, the steadiest of which is just out to our west, Hickory, Lincoln over towards Shelby. There's even more rain farther out to the west. It's all streaming in as the rest of the morning rolls on. That's when the bigger downpours are going to come in as we head our way through late morning and midday today. So stay tuned with us here. We'll keep you posted on live early warning Doppler 9 for what to expect as that rain picks up. Next 10 minutes, we'll talk about totals for your neighborhood because this is going to pick up to quite a bit of rain for most neighborhoods throughout the day today. And storm threats minimal, but heavy rain could be a big issue, especially on the roads as the day goes on. Let's talk about the roads here for this morning out there so far. Let's check in with Mark.
Yeah, we've got a wreck I'm monitoring down in South Charlotte. Park Road in front of South Meck High School. It's a minor bump up here, but it is in that left lane. Not a ton of traffic in the area right now, so just a heads up. That wreck that we're monitoring on Sunset Road at I-77 near the ramp that was blocking the right lane, that's cleared in the last 5 minutes. Good news. Starting to see some of those merging delays coming out of Cornelius and Lake Norman, heading into Huntersville, right on schedule into North Charlotte, but it's those wet roadways. That's going to be a big obstacle as we look down to the south. You can see how it's glistening on 77, merging on from Tyvola Road heading northbound. But no issue so far, so keep up the good work. Just slow it down. You may want to leave early this morning. Brittany?